It has been rumoured that Arsenal are close to agreeing a deal for Riccardo Calafiori, the 22-year-old left centre-back sensation that we've all watched at the Euros. The next Maldini, maybe? And we're close to agreeing a deal on a 5-year contract. I'm just going to break down the player, my thoughts on his strengths, his weaknesses, how you may fit an Arsenal, and whether I want us to sign him. Let's get into this video. Calafiori, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is 22 years old. He stands at a whopping 6'2", which fits, the bill of the kind of defender or centre-back Mikel wants to sign. He's left-footed. He's been rumoured to be called a centre-back or a centre-mid that plays at centre-back. And he's a quality player. We just watched him at the Euros, being Italy's best player, one of the stand-up defenders outside of Mark Gahey. And I quite like him. Just looking at his history, he was in the academy at Roma. He did break through to the first team, but during the COVID season in 2020-2021, but he didn't really get too much game time. So he had gone on loan to Genoa in January. And after that loan, he decided to leave and take his talents away to Basel, or Basel decided to sign him. That shows me, I think he was only about 19 at the time, a player who has balls to, try and take his talents elsewhere to try and get first team playing, especially as an Italian player. It's rare you see, them going outside of Italy. But obviously, funny enough, after one season, he's now come back to Italy playing for Bologna in Thiago Motta's team. That was quite impressive, playing a fluid system, entering midfield, and I feel like this is where he's made his name. Looking at his stats from FBref, Calafiori ranked in the 92nd percentile for take-ons for a defender, which is so interesting. Successful take-ons as well. Progressive passes received, which means he's always getting forward as a centre-back, which is interesting. And 81st percentile for progressive carries. His progressive passing and pass completion at 59 and 79 respectively isn't the best, but as an improving player, having one season really at the top as his group of work, I guess this is not bad for his first season. Looking at some of his attacking stats, he was in the 99th percentile for assists. I think he had 5 assists last season, which was the most of any centre-back in any of the top 5 leagues, which is very interesting, and different types of assists too. He was in the 97th percentile for shot creating actions and 82nd percentile for expected assists, which means that he really, really creates. Whether he's predominantly playing at the left centre-back role, which he plays a lot, or the left-back role that he's been able to be used in, he's quite effective. Looking at this from footy stats, he was in the 94th percentile for clean sheets, 98th percentile for interceptions, aerial duels 85th percentile, clearances 85th percentile. Just quite good all over the board. And and it's just interesting to see a player like this, who I didn't know about him or wasn't really following him before the Euros. I did watch Bologna a lot. I didn't earmark him as a player that I want to sign for Arsenal, but watching him at the Euros and I'm going back and watching some clips, he's quite good. WhoScored.com says his strengths and his characteristics. His strengths are ball interception, aerial duels, passing and tackling, as what you would want from a centre-back in this day and age. And his style of play is that he likes to dribble and he likes to engage in a lot of short passing. And I think in Arsenal system, that's going to be very, 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 very key to how we want to play, how I would want a player to develop our team, and how he might come in and fit in our team. Obviously, he just came off the back of Euros. Italy were knocked out of the round of 16 by Switzerland. Calafiori didn't play in that game because he was suspended. I think he had too many yellows. One could argue if he did play in that game, could that have been a different result? Could Italy have potentially gone through? I doubt it. I don't think Italy were really good overall, and I think Switzerland are really, really good. England we'll see on Saturday, or we'll find out on Saturday, I should say. But in the rest of the group stage games, he played 3. He ranked amongst the 99th percentile for tackles, interceptions, ground duels, and ground duels 1. And also, he was dribble passed 0 times. He also gave away no penalties, which obviously it's only 3 games, so it's not really that much. But he was one of the standout defenders of the tournament alongside Mark Gahey. Italy like to use him in a role where he used to invert a lot as a centre-back, akin John Stones, where he inverts a centre-back. He used to go alongside, will play the left-hand side of Jorginho, who was playing at the base, and I think it was Di Lorenzo that was also going forward, or Barella that was just staying there. So he therefore has a skill set that was used by Italy, and maybe he could have been effective against Switzerland. Seeing how he would fit in Arsenal, just to think about how we would use him, I think he will come in and probably predominantly play left back. I think Gabriel and Saliba's partnership is something that will take a lot to be broken, at least not initially anyways. And if even at that, I don't think he will be a starting centre back. I think he'll probably be a squad player that will be used as a rotation at first, bedding into the system, into the league, and probably have more than opportunities to break into that first team. I think he'll be used as a left back. If he's used as a left back, I think he'll be used as an inverted left back, or to invert when he can or rotate. And if he's using a centre back in some games, I think he'll do the John Stones role. His ball carrying, as you can see, is quite good. So I feel like that's a useful skill to help us break those mid blocks, those teams that try to press us in the middle of the ground, to break that, to draw players in, and play short passes to the likes of Havertz or Odegaard in the pockets, and to get quick, interchange into our play. But with Calafiori coming in, what does this mean for the likes of Kiwior or Zinchenko? I feel like Calafiori is a similar player to Kiwior in terms of that build, that stature, 6'2", left-footed player. Kiwior was used as a left fullback at times during the season when Zinchenko, Tomiyasu was injured. But he did struggle with one thing, which was defending out wide against tricky wingers. Something that I don't think Calafiori is necessarily proven yet, but he definitely would be better at, because I feel like he's better laterally. He's had way more experience out there playing as a left fullback compared to Kiwior when he was playing for, I can't remember the team he used to play for, but he played predominantly as a left centre back. I did like Kiwior though, because seeing him at the Euros, he was quite all over the place for Poland, was quite interesting, but I don't know if his time at Arsenal may be done, especially if Arsenal are going for this player. I don't think this means it's the end for Zinchenko, because similar to the right back situation where you have Ben White and Timber, who are two different type of players, even though they're both technically gifted players. Similar thing with Zinchenko and Calafiori. Some games you might want Zinchenko's skill set, the passing, the breaking, the control, the dictating the play. Sometimes you might want Calafiori against those big oppositions, those big teams. Just thinking that, so I think we'll probably end up selling Kiwior, as long as we get a good price for Kiwior in around 30 to 40 million. I don't mind. It's been rumored his price is going to be around 40 million. Arsenal are trying to offer him a 5-year deal. This is all coming out from Italy, so taking it with a pinch of salt for now till I see the big Orni bomba, as I call it. But I think that's a great price for a 22-year-old, especially in this day and age. I think it still gives us the option, if we develop him, if we was to sell him for more profit, and if we was to sell him, if he wasn't to make sense, it's not the biggest outlay. Some Arsenal fans may be talking about why we prioritize a defender. Mikel Arteta loves his defenders and DMs, but it might just be a situation of the forwards that we're going for on centre mids might still be at the Euros right now. They're not available to be negotiating. A lot of Euros managers, as I said before, aren't allowing their players to negotiate. So you've got to be patient. So if a player that's on your list, maybe he's shooted up a list to number 1 based on his performance in Euros, is available, you get it done. It doesn't matter what order. I mean, I don't care. If we sign a goalkeeper first, centre back first, and then sign a striker and 2 centre mids or whatever it is at the end of the window, as long as they all come in, that's all that matters, man. So as long as the price is good, I'm all for the player. I think he's quality, he has that aura. That's a green light for me. And hopefully, if Arsenal get the deal done, he comes in, settles in. Obviously, him having Jorginho at our club, one of the most senior players in the Italian squad, would only bed well for him to, bed in and, feel at home. He has a lot of personality, so I think he'll fit right in. It's been your boy KP. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button below, comment your thoughts. Catch you guys on the next one. Speak soon.